Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the principal's office. So today's topic is going to be Summer Slide. Before we go into that today's topic, let's go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Okay, so let's talk about it. Summer Slide. It is not the new dance crave. It's not a TikTok challenge. It is not a slip and slide. Summer Slide refers to the learning loss that students experience over the summer vacation when they are not engaged in educational activities. And I don't mean sitting there looking at YouTube or TikTok or any of those things. That's not educational activities. And typically, kids that are impacted by summer slide are young students and those from low income families. So I'm not going to go all into the educational standpoint of things. I want to speak to you as an educator, though, and as a mom. Okay, so summer slide, they typically tell you research says that you have to read this many books over the summer, so you can prevent the 3 month loss, right? And so 3 month loss means I'm a kid. It's June 1st. I'm home. I do nothing to stimulate my brain the whole time I'm home, and when school goes back into session, I'm a little bit sluggish, okay, for lack of better words. I'm a little bit more sluggish in my learning. I can't remember how to do this. I don't remember how to do that. I don't remember my teacher taught me that last year. And so uh, educators find themselves trying to mitigate the damage that's done, or the gap. And so instead of launching a student from where they are, they have to go back and kind of fill the gaps a little and then start the school year. So it sets even the student back, it sets the teacher back. So how do we prevent some of these things? And so some of the things that I've suggested over the years was that as a very busy parent, you don't have time to actually go out and read books, right? I may be a parent that's single. I may be a parent that's working two jobs. And I may be a parent that just doesn't have the time or have the skill set. So a couple of things that I always suggest that parents do for summer slide is make sure that your child goes to the library. You could just take one day, they can go to the library and pick about two or three books, hold those all for the whole time, and then you just have them read the books. And as a busy parent, you don't have time to read the books with them, so you don't know if they read the books or not. But if it's a book that they want to read, they're going to read it automatically, right? And even if it's your child is a struggling reader, let's be real, then get a picture book. And then get a book that they're comfortable with reading, and it makes them more apt to reading it. If your child likes wrestling, just throwing one out there, then get them books around wrestling. Don't get them a book about plants and bees if they're not interested in nature. So find things that they're interested in will give them more of a passion to actually look into it. If you want to engage yourself with your child, or you're trying to find time, like I'm a busy parent and I need to find time. Well, if you're on a bus and you're going from point A to point B with your kid, then have them read the street signs, right? Have them read, there's words all around us. Have them read the words that's on the bus. Have them read the words that's on the train. If you're driving, have them read the street signs. Play around with them and say, "Hey, I don't know where I'm going. Help me read the street signs so I'll know if I'm on the right, if I'm on the right street. Am I on Bears Avenue? Am I on Fletcher? Like, what's the names of the streets that that's around us?" If you're going grocery shopping, and I know you don't need to do this, mom, dad, auntie, grandma, you don't need to do this, but you do it for your kid. Just write down what you need and have them hold the list, and you say, "Okay, what I want you to do is when we're going down this aisle, I need you to read the signs for the aisle, but I also need you to read the list and make sure that the list and everything is matched up." You can even throw some fun math experiences in there and say, "Okay, we have $30 today and we need to buy these 6 items. Well, let's see what items we're going to get with this $30, because we all know that there is a of different types. So if I wanted to go buy some collard greens in a can, there's like three different brands at this point. So which one is the least amount, and how many cans can I get with this budget of $30 when I know I have to buy all these different items? That is math, right? And so it's something that you're already doing. You're already going food shopping. They're already coming with you. So then instead of having them get on your nerve while you're in the store, give them a task. But that can actually help with summer slide because they're reading, they're thinking, they're engaged, they're like, "Oh, okay." And it also gives them everyday learning. It's things that the teachers have taught them from out of the standards, from out of the books, that you're now applying to everyday life. And that's ultimately what every teacher wants anyway. In us as a society, we want to make sure that what we're teaching in the schoolhouse is then transformed into everyday life. And so you would be helping us with that. One of the other cool things that I always suggested that my parents do, it was to put the TV on captions. I know that sounds crazy, right? Every TV has captions now. Whatever I'm watching, whether it's the news, whether it's a commercial, whether it's a movie, I put the TV on captions. And the reason why that I do that is because I can hear what people are saying, but I want to see what it says. So it helps with fluency, it helps with word recognition, it helps with, oh my gosh, I knew that word this whole time, but I didn't even know how that's how it was spelled. You can do that for yourself, but then that's also a conversation that you can have with your kid, and then get your students to learn how to watch TV and captions, because it works all the same. Now, I will tell you, fast forward, YouTube wasn't that hot and popular, but if you even look at a YouTube page, there the CC means you can turn on captions even on your YouTube page. I would still be mindful of that, because everything that's said on television and on YouTube is not age appropriate. So I would still, remember to think about those age appropriate things, because now it's actually being spelled out at the bottom of the television or the bottom of your laptop or your tablet or whatever you're using. But those are some quick things that you can do to help prevent summer slide. It does not have to be that formal, right? No one's asking you to be the full educator. You're always going to be the first educator, to be quite honest. But we're not asking you to be a certified teacher. We're asking you to enhance what the teacher has already started. So when your student goes back to school in August, September, whenever their first day of school is, they don't feel so far behind. And if you can, you can definitely visit, one of your local stores, Walmart, the dollar store, any of those things, and they have those little activity books. What I would say is that if you know your kid and you know that they left on grade level, get the activity book for the next grade level. If you know that they struggled a little bit, get the activity book for their current grade level that they were in when school ended. Don't go up too high, because then you're going to make it too hard for them, right? And then that's going to be you aggravated. That's going to be the kid aggravated, and no one's learning anything. And so you want to make it so where they're challenged slightly, but then you also just want to do a reinforcement. So if you know that your child struggled at the end of the school year, just go ahead and get them on grade level activities. So for example, like walk in a dollar store, my child is in the third grade, and when they left third grade, they were struggling a little bit, but they made it to the fourth grade. I'm going to go ahead and get a third grade book, because I want that child to kind of still be active over the summer, but I don't want them to be aggravated over the summer. Active and aggravated, two different things. Okay. And then if my child is in the third grade, but they left out like mid fourth grade based on what the teacher has told me, I'm going to go ahead and get a fourth grade book, because I want my child to still be pushed, and still, kind of go to where they are. And so that way, when they do go to school the next year in its fourth grade, they have a lot of meat and grit, and same on both sides. Just remember that one thing. Again, summer slide, you're just preventing the pushback for when the student does go back to school, and what they have to do to catch up when school starts. And remember, the other thing is, it is active, not aggravated. You don't want to aggravate the kid. You don't want to aggravate yourself. You just don't want to do it, because then no one's going to do anything. So you just want to, and you do want to make it fun. You do want to make it that joyous time. I just remember with my mom when I was little, and I was actually in the third grade, and my mom had me read every street sign. She used to act like that. She'd be like, "I don't know where we're going. What street? What does that say?" If you had the time and the ability, because at that moment she didn't. Right, she was either taking me to my grandmother's house with my siblings, or she was, going to her next job or picking me up from the next job. But as life changed, and we got older, we would play Scrabble all the time. Scrabble is a great game, right? Because we're having family time, we're having social skill time, and we're also, we're making words, and words transition to reading. And so we would do that. It was funny because we would make, now that as I'm an educator, nonsense words, right? Words that really are not words, but they sound like they're words. And so that was fun times. And so it was twofold. It was social time with my mom, social time and how to play a board game with others, but then also she was preventing a summer slide in a fun way. And so just think about that. It doesn't have to be, grinding with a chemistry book or any of those types of things, right? Or grinding, deep into science and nature. And if the kid doesn't like it, I'm just stress that to you the most. Please do not give them things that you really feel that they need to do, because this is what you think that they need to do. Really give them choice. Ask them, what is it that you like to read? And let them read that. I don't even care, honestly, if it's the Captain Crunch box and they want to read it every morning while they're eating their cereal and watching cartoons. Let them read that. But because they are actually doing something. But again, like, share, subscribe. This is my video for today. And I'll come back with some other tips, but have a safe, fun summer and make sure that you are reading or writing or doing something. And next time we'll talk about writing a little bit more. Bye, guys.